I'm very excited to introduce you to a great friend of mine, Elise Wiggins from the Panzano restaurant in Denver. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
It's great to be here, Nick. I'm so excited. It's summertime and it's time for cherries. We're going to do a chocolate cherry tort today.
Look forward to it.
So we're going to set these
Allow
aside. Absolutely. We're going to start with the sauce. So a little bit of sugar, cornstarch. Cornstarch is going to thicken everything up. We want to make sure
it's like a slurry that you're going to get going with this.
Absolutely, but we want to make sure we break up the cornstarch first because otherwise it's going to clump and we don't want our sauce clumpy.
All right.
Next thing we add is water.
Okay.
Orange
When you do this,
juice.
I'll get the burner started because I know you're going to need some heat with this baby.
Absolutely. Thank you. You're very helpful.
I am.
Not
Plus,
only handsome,
I know
but
where everything
helpful.
is in this kitchen.
Okay.
You know when you go to other people's house and you're trying to cook in their kitchen, you don't know where anything is? It's happened to me a couple of times.
Absolutely. If you could
Allow
take
me to
that from me.
this?
Fantastic. Now we're going to melt the chocolate, so let's get a little
Okay.
bit. This is bittersweet, so not quite as semi-sweet. And the smaller you chop the chocolate, the faster it melts. We have our butter at room temperature also. That also helps. So just going to chop a little bit. That's good enough.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
So we're going to set this. Thank you so much. Set this chocolate here. So butter and chocolate. I love chocolate. It's so
You know what you
good.
have?
What do I have?
I'll tell you what you have. You have this wonderful combination of grace and power.
Oh, thank you.
It's all melted into a very simple flour. I was looking at this decisive way in which you were melting the chocolate. And you're handling a knife, which we have named, well, we will not say what we named, but this knife is a rascal. And you were not only not afraid of it, but I was noticing how precise each of the blows were. I think that there's a real technique in the process of scraping the chocolate that way. You were stuck all the way to the back of the knife, bringing it up, and then scraping it with a single flow down.
You know, it's pure concentration with chocolate because it's such an elegant and wonderful thing. It's so exciting. It reminds me of my mother. She actually used to bake all the time, and she'd give us the little spoons of chocolate, and all us kids would just eat it, so it's near and dear to me.
Now, what we have over there, we're going to let this melt for a
That's
while
right.
on its own as it's melting because it will take its time. I mean, it's not going to happen over just a moment. But what's in there right now? We have the juice that you put. When do we add the cherries at that point?
That's going to be later towards the end, after we've baked our actual chocolate torts. But let's go, to finish up the tort, we're going to add a little sugar and milk.
Okay.
This is in here in the sauce pot, sugar and milk together.
All right.
And just a basic stir with these as well. So we're going to cut this on.
A lot of people say milk fat. Oh, here, let me help you. It's a tricky
Thank
little
you.
sucker. Milk fat, low fat, regular milk, half and half.
Yes,
What do you go for?
we're going whole milk. I like to be naughty.
Now,
Give it the
putting
full
on
flavor.
an accent. I'm Italian. I have an accent.
Right.
Now you're a Louisiana girl.
I am
I
from
probably don't have a
Louisiana.
Louisiana accent.
Well, my mother's from New York, so.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I've been out of the South for a little bit, but and we definitely love to cook there. But
I met your mom, by the way. She is a pepper. She reminds me exactly of you.
isn't she a sweetheart? That's where I started learning cooking, is from her. She just kept me in the kitchen. The first memory I ever have is my mother having me on the counter and putting my hands in the cookie dough, and I've been hooked ever since.
I
So.
just mix it. Those are a lot of the memories that I have. And what people don't understand, and at home, all of us who run a restaurant like you do, like me, who love to cook all the time. Everything starts at home in the family. So if I was to give you a word of encouragement, I would say even a beautiful recipe like this, get your children involved. They get to see the joy, the passion, what brings it, and they take a sense of pride when they bring it to the table.
Absolutely, absolutely. It really bonds the family together. Now, as you can see, this chocolate is melding beautifully together. And the next step that all we're going to do is actually cool it down. So once the chocolate's fully melted, we're going to cool it down, get an ice bath.
We have cooled the chocolate mixture into a water bath. Now I'm going to pull it out, put it right here for you on the cutting board, and you'll walk me with the other steps that we need to do.
All right, more goodness. We're going to add the milk and the sugar together with the chocolate. Set that over there.
Right away, madam.
Stir that together. The chocolate's still nice and cool. We're going to temper now.
All right.
And tempering is where you actually add a little bit of warm to something that's cold. Let me do it this way. So we're just going to add a little bit of chocolate. We're going to
I'll
whisk
hold
it
it for
with
you.
this.
And
Oh,
as you
thank
want me to, I'll add it. We
Okay.
make a good team.
We do. We're a dynamic duo.
This is what happens. When a handsome man, a beautiful woman, that's exactly the way in which it works.
Danger, danger. Okay, let's add just a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, and again, we're just raising the temperature
Oh, yeah,
of
but
the
this
eggs.
is important. If somebody does this at home and it dumps it at once, you end up with scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. It's good for breakfast, but not for chocolate tort.
Okay, so this is a step that people really need to be attentive.
That's
Should I
right.
add some more? You tell me
Yes,
when.
please.
You know,
Let's
I
just
haven't been
keep
a sous
flowing.
chef in a long time.
Well, you're hired. I pay $6.50 an hour. Is that good?
You know what? I'm coming to work for you. I've tried your food. I know you're great.
So we're going to just continue mixing
Okay.
the chocolate in. And it's nice and warm. I can feel the bowl warming up, so you know it's not burning.
All right.
Always be in touch with your food. Again, until it's nice and combined.
Okay.
Look at that, nice and beautiful. All we have to do as the next step is pour it into our greased ramekins.
All right.
Beautiful. Now what we've done is we placed a little bit of butter on the inside that we have here.
Yes.
And then a little bit of paper with some butter on top of it as well. That helps the cake to
One
pop
of the
out.
sous chefs I was working with would keep the wrappers of the butter and actually cut them, and we would use them just for this very purpose.
Those are the best ones.
Fantastic idea.
Also for lighting fires and things. Okay,
Okay.
so let's do this. Tell you what, let's get a little spoon here.
Okay.
Make sure, let's go ahead and pour it actually. If you
All
lift
right.
that up, that's great.
If it's messy, I'll
And
tell everybody
stop.
it was my fault.
That's perfect.
All
That's
right.
okay. You know, when it's messy, that means we have to get our fingers involved and then taste it. So
Well, it's not like I mind, you know.
that's all
It
good.
would be easy for me.
Stop.
All right, we
Beautiful.
have the oven preheated. This will be good, then we'll show people to the rest. We have the oven preheated at what temperature? I forgot to tell you.
300 degrees.
300 degrees, all right.
And nice and slow, 30 minutes. Be ready. It should pop right out. There's a lot of butter in there, so it's not going to stick.
Now, I see that you have the cherries in here, you have the sauce over there. We're going to do this now. We're going to finish it when we do the plating.
Let's finish it when we do the plating after we pull the cake out.
All right, now this is the best part because, you know, I want to show you exactly how this whole thing comes together. We're going to clear up here things a little bit, get rid of some of the stuff into this real estate, and in just about a second, really just about a second, when I come back and show you exactly everything works. Meanwhile, take a look at this because this is exactly what's about to look like.